Kia ora team and welcome to another online tutorial. Today we're going to be talking about natural selection versus selective breeding, what they are and how they differ. Okay, to start off, I'm just going to run through a definition for both, okay, so we know what we're talking about. Natural selection is the differential survival and reproduction of individuals or organisms due to differences in their phenotype or trait. Okay, we refer to it as a key mechanism of evolution, which would mean a change of those heritable traits or phenotypes through passing on those genes, okay, of a population over multiple generations. Okay. Selective breeding, on the other hand, is a process in which by we as humans use animal and plant breeding and our knowledge of that to develop particular phenotype traits, okay, by choosing which animal or plant we want to sexually reproduce to develop the trait that we've observed within them. The key difference between natural selection and selective breeding, okay, would be that natural selection is selected for by the environment. And when we say environment, we're meaning environmental factors. What are some of the things or environmental factors that may be present? We can have competition. Now, competition can be for food, shelter, or mates, and not mates as in friends, but sexual partners. Okay. It could be temperature. It might be availability of water. Okay. It might be predation. Okay. These are some of the examples, not all of them. There is no choosing of an individual who is successful by the environment. They solely have traits that are beneficial in these circumstances. Okay? And these circumstances can change. So if an individual is successful in the environments or successful in the environmental factors that are present, we say they have been selected for. And that they are successful. Okay. A naturally selected individual who has been successful in this environment is more likely to thrive. What does that mean? Okay. That they will get food. Right? Food being energy. If you've got energy and you're alive because you have survived, okay, you're going to breed. If you breed, okay, you're going to pass on your genes. These are the genes that have been selected by the environment as successful. Okay? So, you're selected for, you're more likely to survive, thrive, and breed. Meaning that you pass on genes to further generations. As you pass on these genes to the further generations, this organism and their offspring and subsequent offsprings, okay, are going to be more suited to the environment, and they may gradually change to suit that environment better as a result of genes which are beneficial to the environmental factors being present and passed on, okay, and becoming more commonplace. So, may change over time to better suit environment. Now, this change happens over a number of generations. We have evolution. Okay. Now, using a very simple example, we could have organisms in which there has been an environmental change to their particular habitat. Okay, it's got colder. Now, there may be organisms within that population that have longer fur, okay, thicker fur, denser fur. They can stay warmer. Okay, they're going to be using less energy to stay warm. They're going to have more energy to go look for food, look for mates. They're going to be more successful in their environment. They're selected for. Okay, they're more likely to survive, thrive, and breed, pass on those genes to further generations. As they pass on those genes, and there's more organisms with that thick fur that are more successful in this environment, that subset of organisms is going to be more successful. Okay, meaning that this thick fur is going to become more widespread and prevalent across the population. Okay, and this becomes the norm, and the population has changed to have this thick fur. Okay, across a number of generations, we can say this organism has evolved. Okay, now that's very simple way of doing it. So that's natural selection. Let's look at selective breeding. Okay, now selective breeding is different primarily on it is no longer nature or environmental factors selecting what is successful. It's selected by humans. Okay, now primarily this has been for farming, but not limited to. Okay, when we select for something or we see something that we want to breed into becoming the norm within a population, we normally have either goals of food, or we want to produce something that is more commercially viable. Okay, we want to make money. How do we do that? We choose individuals with traits we want, with desirable traits. And we let them breed, or we make them breed. Okay? Individuals or non-desirables don't breed. We don't let them. Or we remove them from the equation and we kill them. Okay? So, selected for by humans, usually with the goal of producing an opulence of something, of food or of money. Okay? We choose individuals with desirable traits. Those that don't have desirable traits we remove from the equation. Okay? We make them breed. This passes on the genes. Okay? Meaning that that phenotype or that trait is likely to be passed on. When that gene is observed to be passed on, we continue to breed from that group. If we find, again, that non-desirables are present, we remove them. Otherwise, we start this loop. We choose individuals with desirable traits, we breed them. We see which individuals of those offsprings have desirable traits, and we breed those. Okay? And we change the organism to our benefit. Okay? So, we don't produce organisms that may survive well in nature. But what we do is produce organisms that benefit us, that either can make us money or are more effective at feeding us. Okay? So, that's natural selection for selective breeding. Quick summary: selected for by nature for natural selection due to environmental factors. If you're successful, you breed, you pass on your genes. If that gene gets passed on lots, it can change that population, evolution can occur. Selective breeding, selected for by humans. We want food, we want money, we're going to grow things or produce things that get us more of those. We look for desirable traits, we breed them. Individuals without desirable traits, we get rid of them. Okay? We look at the offspring. If they've got those desirable traits, we continue to breed them. If not, we get rid of them. Over time, we change that population, we change that organism into something that benefits us more. Okay? But often would be very unsuccessful in the environment. Hope that helps, team. Hopefully you can get out there and give some NCEA Level 1 questions a shot. All the best. Have a lovely day.